Bonjour et bonsoir à tous, c'est mes filles, on se retrouve pour un nouvel épisode de Stanley Parable. Donc on s'était trouvé les petits potes la dernière fois, on avait démarré le jeu, donc comme j'expliquais c'est un narrateur qui nous fait suivre une histoire. Et donc nous étions allés à l'inverse de ce qu'il voulait la première fois, et on s'était un peu baladé, et on était arrivé à un endroit où il fallait pas aller. Et je vous conseille de voir l'épisode parce qu'il est très intéressant et il laisse planer un grand doute. Et donc, nous recommençons le jeu pour la 8e fois et cette fois-ci, nous allons suivre les conseils du narrateur à la lettre. Hein, toujours un écrit.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ah, c'est atroce. J'aimerais tellement aller à droite, retourner à droite, parce que c'est là où on a déclenché quelque chose. Mais on va aller à gauche. Allez, on suit la gauche. Tant pis.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Ouais.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Bon.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Bon, on va monter. On va suivre un petit peu l'histoire. Ah.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin
Tiens,
number.
on va changer de code.
845.
Two,
But of course, Stanley couldn't
8,
possibly have known this.
4, 6. Non, bon, on va taper le bon code. Ah oui, la plante. Regarde son... pas de plante. Bon. 2, 8, 4,
Stanley
5.
just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination... Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. 2, 8, 4, 5.
2, 8, 4, 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Alors, où est-ce qu'on va... Oh, un nouveau bouton rouge. Bon, rien. Bon, bah allons vers le bouton rouge. Ah, je regrette peut-être de pas avoir pris la porte de droite. Ah, c'est atroce. Ce jeu nous propose tellement de... Enfin, pas tellement, mais vous avez vu le fait d'avoir pris une porte différente. On a eu plein de trucs et là...
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Là, c'est le patron... Le grand pas... Tac, tac, ça sera toi qui ira.
Although this passageway had the word Stanley thought better of it, the truth was realized that he simply had too much to Stanley would meet his violent death.
Allez.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Pardon.
Did he have the strength to find out?
C'est ma petite fille, associée. Donc c'est la fameuse pièce. Ah, ça m'embête.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers, the lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Ah! Viens là-bas. Oh petit lag, pardon.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Alors, je parle pas beaucoup parce que je comprends pas tout ce qui se passe. Ah, c'est comme le escape, on saura pas ce qu'il y a derrière.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power,
Voilà.
he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better.
C'est ouf.
My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much.
Ah, sorry.
You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Ah, mais il est fou! Il est fou!
Quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
No!
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending. Just you being blown.
J'ai tous fait.
Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Oh non. Je suis mort? Ah, il est vénère! Il est vénère! De ouf!
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
On va prendre l'escape. On va essayer de voir si c'est possible. Allez.
Yet there was not a single
Putain.
person here.
Il y a tellement de
Feeling a
possibilités,
wave
c'est
of
ouf.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his
Je vais prendre l'escape,
office.
je vais prendre le escape. Je suis sûr qu'il y a une solution là aussi. Ta 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 ta. 2, 8, 4, 6 je crois.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud
2,
to
8,
nobody.
4.
He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. but his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its
Allez,
purpose
donne-moi le
be?
code. Je me rappelle
In
plus, j'aurais dû
fact,
noter.
this
Ah,
keypad
c'était
guarded the
5.
terrible secret
2,
that lay buried
8.
below his feet. And so Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
C'est trop fort. Ils ont même prévu le fait que j'irais trop vite, quoi. Non mais...
Soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Bon. Toujours rien là-bas. On descend. Et on va prendre l'escape cette fois-ci. Non, c'est vrai, il n'y aura même pas l'escape. Par contre, les boutons, ça n'a pas marché. Je les ai vus trop tard. Peut-être que c'était 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 qui permettait d'arrêter le fameux compte à rebours. Bon, après, moi, j'ai pas envie de la retenter. Allez, escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
On a un guerrier.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
J'adore.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Il fait noir, il fait noir, il fait noir, il fait noir. Voilà. Laissez tomber. Ah non. Ah, je peux avoir. Énorme.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence.
Ah putain, j'avais pas vu.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a
Y'a pas moyen de sauter là?
So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
Oh putain. Non. Non, 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 non.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What? Ah, ça aussi c'est énorme.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Wow.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance,
On a
death
plus.
becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Oh LOL. Mais oh non, c'est trop fort. Ah mais c'est les trucs en... Oh. C'est trop fort. Ah là. Ah non. Oh, lol. Non non pardon. Moi je l'ai... J'ai éteint les PC. Alors là, c'est très très fort encore une fois. Ah! de la musique, les gars. Eh ben, je ne sais pas où je suis. Je ne sais pas ce que ça donne. D'accord. Mais on va aller jusqu'au bout. Allez, je reste encore un peu, même si ce sera un peu plus long que d'habitude. C'est pas grave, on va faire tenir un peu. On dirait un musée de Stanley. Oh! Ok, bon, ça je l'ai pas vu, ça. C'est la fin du jeu là? Non, mais c'est pas la fin du jeu quand même. Non. C'est énorme. Si c'est la fin du jeu là, c'est énorme. Si le jeu se termine là-dessus, je parle même pas parce que je suis abasourdi. Je trouve ça énorme.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
J'ai hésité. J'ai vraiment hésité à quitter le jeu. Je vous jure. J'ai pas voulu. Je sais pas. Putain. C'est atroce. C'est atroce. Je sais pas ce qui se passe. En plus, je sais que je l'ai pas planté. Parce que j'ai encore mon échappe. Oh, bon, mon petit magnifique activer Windows. Demain. J'ai perdu. Non. You can't jump. J'ai eu un... Genre, je vais essayer tous les boutons. Apparemment, ça ne fait... Oh, pardon. Ça ne fait pas grand-chose. Bon, retour au jeu. Retour... Non! 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 Bon, écoutez, je ne sais pas ce qui s'est passé. On va quitter l'épisode là. Et je vous promets, je refais un derrière. A plus tard les potos.